see Salic over that direction because he's not Wraith 2.0. He's his own man. He can do his own things.
I am.
You can believe in him. We get into game number 1. It's been a fantastic time. Catnator, check in later. No worries. NALCS Pigeon incoming. That would be pretty fantastic.
Oh, Pigeon.
But
I will happily cast the Pigeon.
Doubt that's going to happen. That was a hilarious game. For those of you who did watch that, that was pretty funny. I think the thing I liked most about it was, I forget who played it, but somebody played the Uncle Sam Rise skin. That was like top of the top tier, pretty darn awesome. So, Sweets Gragas. Hey, Sweets! It's been a long time, but welcome back to the stream. Here to support the Briar, Mr. Salty Man himself, Dragon Rage to the mouth, as we get...
Sweet and salty.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
That is so good.
I like it. I like it.
Fiora, Vladimir, Zed, banned away by Team Beyonce. Team Shroom taking away the Garen and the Zoe. I'm surprised there's been none of the superpower houses besides the Vladimir. You would think Mundo would be knocked away. Lulu would be knocked away. Talon! Wait! We get a Talon in game 1. Okay, I'm excited. Have you seen Talon?
He told us he was going to do this last night.
I forget things. But either way, the thing is just I have seen Talon in solo queue, games that I've played and other people have played, wreck face. If you want to see an explosion of damage, Talon is the guy who will do it. And I'm really, really, really hyped now to see if Xeno can pull something ridiculous off as Sensei locks in the Kaisa, crazy strong still. Please, dear God, Rito, nerf her just a little bit. Don't nerf her into the ground. Just like shave a little off. Just shave a little off. And Zajaces goes for the Riven.
Yep. Dive on that Lucian as well. Going to be a good time in the bot lane. Probably. He might be taking that into the middle lane thinking about it. Although Phantom Tempest Callista is also known for going mid lane. So they got a lot of good AD threats on the side of Team Beyonce. The first thing I'm thinking of, though, is what are they going to do to complement that with a little bit of magic damage in order to balance out their damage? Or are they going to leave themselves easy to itemize against?
As Callista and Lucian going to be picked up for the side of Team Beyonce. This would be a very interesting pair if Phantom of Temp, who's played mid lane Callista before, decides to bind herself to the Talon and grab him over walls, or it could allow him as the assassin to go in really deep underneath turrets, get that kill, and then she just ults him out to safety. So
that was exactly what I was thinking, was ult him back out after he goes in deep.
So a little bit of that, during the Bilgewater event, there was that item that you could run in deep and then reactivate it to bounce back to where you were originally. Callista ult could potentially work something similar to that, so we'll see if that happens. Was it you or somebody else that used that as Skarner? I know that I grabbed a clip of it, and it may not have been you, but somebody I know I was playing with played Skarner during the Bilgewater event and basically set the key to be at the fountain, and then ghosted out, flashed over a turret or something, grabbed the enemy Ezreal, and then reactivated to fly all the way back to the fountain and just drag the Ezreal right
that was
back
not
to the
me, but that sounds hilarious.
It was pretty fantastic. I got some good video coverage of that, so I'll put that in a highlight reel at some point. But it'll be pretty awesome. Rakan picked up for the last in the first pick phase for Team Shroom 2020. Nice powerhouse when it comes to the engage as well. Banning away to Leah. Swain is over on the side of Team Beyonce. We've got the Graves and the Yasuo banned out. We could start to talk a little bit about team compositions, but as we all know, things in this current meta are a little bit flexible, to say the least. So any ideas so far?
Well, like I was saying before, I'm curious to see what Social Bun and Encelor pick up. Is this going to be Social Bun playing that AP Malphite we saw last week? Or is she going to go tanky here? Encelor locks in the Lux. That does balance out the damage for Team Beyonce a little bit, which was what I was looking for out of them. Let's see if they can pull out a big team fight jungler. Volibear kind of fits that role, can grab somebody and pull them out, especially with the combination of his throw and his fear now. And that is going to be locked in by Draven there. So we're going to see that Volibear in the jungle. I really like the team fight coming out of Shroom 2020. They've got a lot of damage sources, especially if Riven can get a good flank in. The consistent CC from the Gragas and the Rakan are going to make things really interesting, and the Volibear can output some decent damage too. They do have to definitely watch out, though, as the side of Beyonce does have a strong assassin in Xeno, and lots of consistent damage coming out of Lucian and Callista, especially if Dive can pilot that thing anywhere near as well as we know he can. If he's on his point today, it's going to be very hard to kill that Lucian, tie him down, put any CC on him, and therefore you're going to have a rough time winning a team fight, even with two tanks like Gragas and Volibear.
And that's one of the things I'm excited to see about for the side of Team Shroom 2020 is this Gragas. Dragon Rage to the Mouth have been talking with me privately about this Gragas, so excited to see what he can pull out and what we can have. I think we're going to get some cool highlight reels from this game, especially with Xeno on this Talon. Now, again, talking about a little bit more of these compositions, as we got a little emote spam. Shot through the heart and you're to blame. I don't know what DRF stands for besides drift. No. So this side of Team Beyonce, besides the maybe Malphite, is looking excruciatingly squishy. The Lux, the Callista, the Lucian, the Talon, they are a heavy damage and dueling team. Talon, Lucian especially, all ranged besides that Malphite. So the question is, as you posed, will Malphite go tanky or will he go AP like we saw last week? Would love to see the tankiness, because being able to lock people up in combination with the Lux's final spark or even the Talon's call or blade rake.
Yes.
His rake could deal a massive amount of damage. But the main thing that I want to see from Team Beyonce early on is picking up at least one healing debuff item, whether it is the Mormelicon for Lux. I'm totally like being tongue-tied. Again, this is why I need some caffeine before I shoutcast. I apologize, everybody. Or some other way to cut the healing out of the Gragas and Volibear, because especially for the Volibear passive, that's going to be problematic when it comes to team fights from Team Shroom 2020. I'm done.
Well, then I guess we should just go ahead and start talking about the teams, running through the roles and everything.
We should. Why don't you go ahead and start for Team Shroom 2020 while I find my tongue?
All right. On the side of Shroom 2020, we got Sejasis piloting Riven in the top lane, Sensei taking Kaisa down into the bot lane, supported by Juggaru's Rakan, Dragon Rage, Mouth playing Gragas in the mid lane, and Draven playing Volibear in the jungle.
And for the side of Team Beyonce, we've got DRF Xeno taking Talon in the jungle. DRF Dive, the duo, taking the Lucian in the bottom lane AD carry role. Phantom of Temp on the Callista in the mid lane. Social Bun back once again on the Malphite in the top lane. And Enzalor with the Lux support bottom lane, combined with the Lucian, should make for some interesting laning potential when you've got that bind that Lux can throw out with the spark damage from Lucian. It's a little bit of a light slinging bottom lane there from Team Beyonce.
Well, light slinging is right, especially when you think about, you were talking a minute ago about the pick potential on this team. The pick and the dueling potential is massive. If they can actually manage to get those pickoffs instead of being dragged into a 5v5, then I definitely look at Beyonce's chances. The only question for me is, if Shroom 2020 can group up and force Beyonce to respond to that grouping, then that's going to be a problem that I don't think Beyonce can handle. Personally, I would take 2020 to go ahead and take this one.
That I would agree, especially as it gets to the later and later portions of the game. The only thing that Beyonce could do is get Talon or maybe the Lucian so fed so early that it's kind of like a funnel strat. If you get them so strong in the early game that there's no chance that the enemy team can come back because they just don't have the time to buy the defensive items, they may be able to take it. But if they do that, they're going to have to put that pressure on. We've talked about it before. When you put your foot on the gas, don't let up. And really pair well with this Talon and get him to 100% carry potential, they may have a chance.
Yeah. But like always, it comes down to execution, so we'll see how it ends up going. I see that Wincarnation has joined us. Did you just message him?
No, I think he just randomly joined himself, which is pretty darn awesome.
Speak of the devil and he shall appear. No, we love you, Wincarnation.
Not quite the devil, a different devil. How about that?
Yeah, a different devil. Yeah. All right.
So talking a little bit more about the side lanes in this, especially when it comes to the side of Shroom 2020, they could potentially try to pull some kind of 1-3-1 combination in which you're able to take the Gragas in the bottom lane with the Riven in the top lane or something to be able to just drag those side lanes and instead of fighting full 5v5, instead try to assassinate or just push down towers on the side lanes and keep Talon busy running from lane to lane to lane. And as long as he's not being able to execute your squishy members of the Kalista or Kaisa or Rakan, it should be a good time for them on the side of Shroom 2020.
Yeah, my only worry there is if because they've got a pretty decent wave clear out of the Lucian, so my response to that, if I'm on the side of Team Beyonce, would be to flip it and go a 2-1-2, use DRF Dive or Enzalor to clear the waves in the mid lane to prevent them from losing that mid tower, and then that way you can respond with 2 people on each side there. So they do have potential in a way to counter that strategy if it does come out.
We'll have to see if they do that. Looks like a normal start for both teams. You see this a lot more often in the last week's castings as well as starting off this week's, in teams playing safe. When the meta was crazy, there was a lot more invades and people were feeling a little more confident doing something ridiculous. But I think that now things have settled down a little bit. People are a little more comfortable with what is workable, what our options are. They've decided to just go with those safer routes, and especially on the side of Shroom 2020, when they've got a Rakan and maybe even a Volibear flip, there's the option for those invades, and they just decide against it.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of don't necessarily like it, because I like having weird things to look at and cast in the initial minutes, but it ends up working out pretty well for us.
All right, I do want to check real quick. I think that the Kalista did combine with the Talon. Actually, I think it's hard to read at the moment until Talon comes into the mid lane. We'll see if that happens. Phantom of Temp bouncing around the mid lane should be able to avoid some of those barrels pretty easily. The big question is, on this Gragas, can he use the body slam to great effect on a very, very mobile champion of that Kalista in the mid lane?
And yes, I can confirm it was bound to Talon.
Ah, fantastic. Oh, that's right. We should set up real quick the instant replay on ready. I actually, as I scrolled over, I watched the finish being bind to the Talon, and I just saw Talon die in his own fountain and was kind of curious. I was like, oh, wait, hold on. Why did Talon just die in his own fountain at the beginning of the game?
What is going on here?
This is very interesting. So, Riven versus Malphite in the top lane. Already starting off poor for the Malphite. Social Bun having a bit of a rough time. Riven doing what she wants to do, which is farm and push. And now she is going into the jungle, kind of finding the Talon. Hasn't invaded just yet. I think she just walked in, got a ward, and then backed out, headed for the Scuttle Crab instead. So helping her own jungler out, pick up the Scuttle Crabs. There's the body slam on the Phantom of Temp. He's in trouble. The Ignite's ticking away from both of them, but first blood goes over to this Gragas as he decimates Phantom of Temp in the mid lane with a powerful electrocute.
Yeah, Phantom Attempt just stepped a little bit too far forward there, and as a result, that body slam lands perfectly from Dragon Rage to the mouth, and it's an easy kill, easy cleanup.
One of those things with that electrocute is it's a little surprising how much damage can initially come out. Nice double binding from the Lux, a little bit of damage, but Dive could not get close enough to make use of his passive, throwing out those double shots of that Light Slinger. So just a little bit of poke damage, forcing the members of Shroom 2020 back underneath their turret. And we'll see if they can get a significant farm lead, because that's what you want to do when you're getting a heavy push lane in the bottom side is... Oh, hey! I think that was Xeno that won the smite war.
Xeno got it.
He's got
Xeno
the blue buff,
yep.
and now he's chasing in onto the Draven. Volibear trying to run away, flashes over the wall with the red buff, but they hop as the Assassin's Path. Ray comes out, slowing him down. Another Assassin's Path from Xeno straight into the Q, slashing down Volibear. He's going to fall. That's giving another quick kill back to Team Beyonce.
And that was a very aggressive invade from Big Black Draven. I'm very surprised that he went for it, and he was punished appropriately by DRF Xeno, just making sure that if you step forward, you are going to pay for it against this player.
trying to make use of the Riven vision potentially in the top lane. Malphite just taking up a lot of damage. 8 farm to the 30 farm on the Riven. One of the nice things about Malphite, though, as a lot of tanks in the top lane are, that you don't necessarily have to get 100% of farm to still be effective in the later stages of the game. You just need to be that tank and make use of your ultimate when the time counts. Talon shows up top lane for a moment before backing away. In the mid lane, Dragon Rage getting another body slam down. Phantom Attempt trying to hop away, trying to predict, but the barrel slowing him down. Here comes Talon from the side in the bottom lane, though the fight is going down as Volibear tosses back the Lucian. Dive in trouble, he's going to fall. Enzlor here as well. Nothing too much happening in the mid lane at the moment. Xeno with the double buffs is going to find the Dragon Rage with a nice rake, but the damage from the barrels is massive. Double binding underneath the turret. Volibear being put low underneath 300 health. Smite there from Xeno just to get himself a little bit of health back as Gragas continues to chase in, trying to get those explosive barrels to continue to deal damage. These junglers are, well, it's a jungler versus mid laner at this point. Xeno trying to get last bit of damage with the body slam stun. Is it going to be enough? The Assassin's Path keeps him alive for a moment, coming over to the wall. Phantom Attempts here with a spear of, oh, he tries to flash here for the auto attack for the empowered smackdown, but the fat man does fall. Callista grabbing the kill as the last auto attack from her finished him off.
And that's really unfortunate for Dragon Rage, losing his flash in that pursuit. And unfortunately, it's just going to end up costing him in the lane. Phantom Attempt's flash is down, so he doesn't have necessarily an advantage there. He won't for about another minute and a half or so, at which point we may see a bit more aggression out of Phantom Attempt having that flash back while knowing that Dragon Rage is down.
Right. For Team Beyonce, as we see Riven coming towards the mid lane on the minimap, it really comes down to can they get their laners ahead in the jungle and the bottom lane AD carry, because Phantom Attempt taking a huge chunk in the mid lane is going to have a rough time. Their top laner's already down over 20 farm, mid laner's down over 10. So this Lucian, who's got 50 farm, that's 20 up over the Kai'Sa, is doing very well. If they can get him on a good killing spree, there's potential here as he gets good damage down onto the Rakan. Juggeroo trying to walk away, but the last 2 shots, Enzlor takes it with an auto attack as Sensei now trying to get in onto dive. He's very low, flashes forward, the heal use, but here comes Gragas, throws out the ultimate. The casket not going to be enough. Lux got a double kill. Enzlor chasing in now. Xeno here as well onto the Gragas. Will he use the Assassin's Path to chase over the wall? Doesn't need to because the binding holds him long enough for Xeno to fall. And now it's going to be Enzlor going down. Sajace is teleporting to the bottom lane. Xeno now in trouble. Hop over the wall, or hop over the Volibear with his toss. Oh my goodness. And will go down. The shutdown for the Volibear as well. Beyonce trying so many things, but Shroom 2020 just continues to come out a little bit in the lead.
Yeah, they're making good moves in teleports, especially since they knew Social Bun's teleport was down from TPing back into lane, so Jason was able to safely teleport without having to worry about Social Bun possibly coming in there and ruining that counter engage, and as a result, they get a couple of extra kills over the top of it and win the trade.
Beautifully done. 5 kills, 2-6. I was going to comment earlier on the gold lead for Team Shroom 2020, but it is now even between these two teams. A lot of that shutdown gold kind of bouncing back and forth between the two. Oh, nice move there from Dive. The Relentless Pursuit getting him just outside of the grand entrance from the Rakan. So Juggeroo trying to make a play, not going to find it. One of the nice things about the teleport from Sajace is, even though she did get a kill for the side of Team Beyonce, was that Malphite was able to free farm. So still slowly getting back up little by little, as we may see a fight down here in the bottom side. Volibear coming around the corner. He wants in. Another Relentless Pursuit by Dive. Keeps him safe. Double bind up. There's the culling. Taking Juggeroo extremely low. Shield hops to the Volibear for safety at the moment. Xeno around the corner as well. The disengage, though, might keep Shroom 2020 alive for the moment. Oh, there's the ultimate from Phantom Attempt, throwing Xeno in, trying to chase onto Dragon Rage, gets the electrocute damage. He might get it traded right back to him, though. Knocked down to half with the red buff ticking away. Phantom Attempt continuing to poke a little bit. Oh, wait, one more rend could be enough to take out the Gragas. Forces the ultimate just for the disengage. All right. Got a little scared, I guess.
Well, what happened? What I'm confused about there is Dragon Rage saw Phantom Attempt use Rends, and it didn't kill a target there. So Rend was still on a longer cooldown, and that's something that Dragon Rage burned the ult to get out of that situation. And honestly, that's a win overall for Beyonce there.
even though they didn't get any kills in the entire engage. It was a really long kind of back and forth skirmish from the bottom lane all the way to the mid lane, but they did burn some crucial ultimates, and so with that, it's going to help them if they decide to make an active play, as could happen right now. Social Bun coming today, flash, knock up, nice job. The body slam from the Gragas tried to get himself over the wall, but not going to be fast enough, and he's going to fall. Talon, not even able to get an assist on this. Will find the Volibear, though, jumping in. There's the damage we're looking for. The flash from Volibear, and the passive keeps him alive, but the Xeno is starting to come online.
Xeno's starting to come online, but meanwhile, Jaces is able to free farm and push into the top lane tower. Social Fun is going to get there before this tower falls, as it hasn't taken very much damage as of yet, but still, any free damage and free farm you're giving over to this Riven is going to end up being a problem at some point.
Volibear falls! Xeno comes in over this side. Nice move from Phantom of Attempt, almost baiting him in underneath the turret. His own turret, that is. Will fall, though, give another kill to Team Beyonce. The 2, 1, and 2. Talon is still a little bit on the squishy side, but starting to stack up some of that damage. And Kalista, surprisingly, coming out 3-2 herself in that mid lane.
Yeah, it's definitely going pretty well for Kalista in the mid lane, now sitting on the Vampiric Scepter and the recurve bow after buying, so definitely looking at going forward that Bilgewater Cutlass into the Blade of the Ruin King as we get an engagement on the bot lane. Oh!
Final spark from Enzalor blows the Kaisa completely off the map. That is dematerialization if I've ever seen it. Another nice binding. Enzalor's on top of this. Jugru falling. Dive getting credit for that kill, as you want your ADC to be able to pick those up. And the bot lane is doing extremely well. They may even be able to pick up the bottom lane turret. The flash in and damage. Enzalor is going to fall. Ignite taking away. Blast dive forward. Dragon Rage is going to get a double kill. The bottom lane solo. What?
They drew tower aggro. They counteract attacked against Dragon Rage, and as a result, they drew tower aggro. They didn't have the health to do that, especially being on 2 squishy champions, and therefore that gives over the double kill and lane priority, and more importantly, they don't lose that bottom lane tower for the side of Shroom 2020.
That is insane. Briar in the chat, no. Something awesome's coming up, just you wait. And sure enough, that was pretty darn awesome, I won't lie. So for the side of for the moment, it's still a fairly even across the map between these two teams. 1,000 gold advantage to Team Beyonce, but Shroom 2020, certain champions like the Gragas 4 and 3 are looking strong. And again, Shroom 2020 is okay with this. They can take their time. The Kaisa is a late game champion who's going to come online. Volibear is eventually going to become unkillable. It really is up to Team Beyonce to keep this pressure on. Try to get this bottom lane Lucian, who's 1 and 3 in comparison to the Lux 3 and 2. Maybe you trade it around in his Lux AD carry. I don't know. Going well in the bottom lane.
Well, while you're looking at bot lane, I'm looking at top lane. I'm looking at specifically Social Bun's build right now, sitting on a Bomby Cinder, a Blasting Wand, and a Ruby Crystal. So sitting on a bunch of components and not really looking to complete any items right now. Which honestly, I'm not entirely certain I 100% agree with. I would be looking for, I'd be looking easily, especially going for laning phase. Should have built armor right off the bat as we're getting.
Yep, Rakan flashing forward. Is it going to be enough? Starts the ultimate just to try to charm somebody, but aren't going to find it. 2 quick flashes by the bottom laners of the side of. Whoop, move my camera. Unfortunately, I have Team Beyonce.
Oh my!
Oh, Malphite a little bit too late. Social Bun tries to get in time to save Phantom of Temp. Will not happen though. Dragon Rage here going to continue to happily push. Don't know why I said here. As Social Bun gets chunked out. Xeno flashing and trying to get onto Dragon Rage. Should be able to find the kill unless he can bottom slam him with way to safety. He doesn't have Flash. Assassin's Path puts Talon in range for the kill. But here comes Big Black Draven running in. Will start to run away. Turns around, finds Dive. A little back and forth skirmish. Lucian deciding against the better side of that.
And Riven given time alone in the top lane, and she's actually going to take the tower this time. Social Bun is going to lose that outer turret for that Roman in the mid lane. Pardon me, I had to sneeze.
No, you're totally fine. I was reading Chrono Trigger's comment that Beyonce outscales hard. It is true, but Shroom 2020 also has a lot of snowball. I mean, we've seen Kaisas in the funnel strats absolutely take over a game 1v everybody. Final spark. Oh, not quite. The heal from Kaisa keeps him alive with a sliver of health. Lucian wants in. Here comes Sejaces, though. Nice knock-up and stun onto Dive. His heal is going to be used to keep himself alive for the moment. Sejaces on the run. The shield being effective to keep him alive for the moment. As Big Black Draven around the corner on this Volibear wants an engage, but so many people are recalling from the side of Shroom 2020 that I think they're going to call this one off.
They almost have to, and fantastic instincts by Enzalor to know that Big Black Draven is sitting there in that bush.
It doesn't matter though, because Dive may be falling. The Volibear executes him very low, but the passive keeps him alive for the moment. It's still healing him. They cannot take him down. Juggeroo gets the taunt, but Zeno queues up one of his Noxian diplomacies just before getting charmed to finish off the Rakan. Could have been a nice play there, but still, this is an exciting game overall, as Beyonce just shows us what some of these more interesting champion combinations, especially the Kalista in the mid lane, can do. Excited to see if she can do any more with the Talon. And Dragon Rage shows off a 5-4-1 Gragas in the mid lane, who started Hextech Protobelt.
Hey, Protobelt's good if you're playing the AP Gragas. It helps you get in there. It extends the range of your body slam combination as well.
Oh, and
as we see right there.
Yep. Oh, Kalista trying to save himself using the ult and social as well. The Ignite taking away. Dragon Rage still gets the kill. Oh my goodness. Malphite. Ah! Little, I think it's supposed to be his dance, but it looked a little bit of frustration as it didn't matter. Kalista still fell in the mid lane.
Once again, we've got Sejaces just free pushing top lane. Social Bun knows that Malphite can't handle this match, but it's resulting in a bad time overall. Oh, great job by Social Bun blocking the pathing there.
Yeah, and Talon's coming around the corner, but there's a fight in the bottom lane as Big Black Ravens come back down once again. There's the toss onto the Lucian, cleaning up that kill, knock up onto the Lux as well. And I think the CC this time around will be enough, even to the point to stop the ultimate final spark from Lux finishing off Kaisa. As Sejace is continuing to run in the top lane, a nice stun. Oh, Rake just shy. And Zeno assassin paths away from the turret shot. Doesn't matter. Unable to pick up the kill on Sejaces, and that is the mobility of Riven. Completely at work.
Yep, totally balanced champion. Nice little stack up in the bot side here is going to take the tower down for Shroom 2020. They are now firmly in the lead with tempo on their side, taking the bottom and top outer turrets, and the mid lane turret is actually taking a good chunk of damage as well as the top lane inner close to falling. So they've got a lot of tempo on their side and should be able to set up that 1-3-1 you were talking about a little while ago as a solid strategy, with Riven finally finishing that Black Cleaver and sitting on top of an extra Caulfield's Warhammer as well.
Yeah, picking up some of that damage is going to make her very difficult to 1v1 if somebody tries to face her off. Windrake going to make it even more difficult. They're going to try to go in. Oh, Lux, the only one brave enough to throw anything out. And Final Spark a little bit too late. So the Windrake does go over to Team Shroom 2020, which will make these rotations even easier for them.
Especially that's going to benefit them if they go for a 4-1 instead of the 1-3-1. And Dragon Rage still going in on this. Okay.
And that's why, but the Binding and everyone else here to party. I've got it figured out. This is the strat from Team Beyonce. Gragas is the most fed on the enemy team. He's currently 7-6. So what we're going to do is sacrifice our Kalista. As long as she gets an assist, she's getting something, right? Sacrifice the Kalista, let her die, and the rest of the team then comes in afterwards. Oh, sorry, we were a little late. I couldn't quite get my skill. I wasn't in range. I'm sorry. And finish off the kill. Give that gold over to somebody else on your team. But I think that they're failing at the strategy, because what they need to do is give 3 kills to Gragas so you get shut down gold. You really want to stack up those kills on him so that when you kill him, you really get the full gold potential out of it and get that shutdown goal. As of now, though, they're keeping him tame. They're keeping him almost even between his kills and assists. And I got some fireworks popping off outside of the window.
Yeah, I've got some too.
It's pretty awesome. It's not July 4th yet, guys. You're a day early. Come on. As Malphite. Oh, beautiful
Flash from Sensei. Well done.
Just nice timing on that. They were able to see that a lot easier coming, though, as they had a ward off in that bush. There's the knockup onto the Malphite. He's trying to get tanky. 4-man final spark. Double knockup. And that's a beautiful play in combination. Everyone from the side of Shroom 2020 are slowly falling. Enzlor with a snipe on the binding. And Sensei going to fall. Can he finish off Xeno? And it will be a trade of kills in the top lane. Dive, the only one brave enough to try to face down Sejaces. Let's see how he goes. The heal, the dash, will it be enough? No, it will not, as Sejaces is just too darn strong. But the fight one in the mid lane for Beyonce will give them the middle first tier turret, as Sejaces takes his own second tier turret in the top lane.
Absolutely. I've got that fight looking at it here. Dragon Rage does a good job with the initial engagement here. Actually, I'm sorry, that's Juggeroo that does the initial engagement. Actually interrupting the knockback from Dragon Rage in order to keep it in place. The problem is they all went onto Social Bun. They went on the enemy team's tank, and as a result, Juggeroo actually goes under the tower, takes that shot, and we get the 3-man knockup from Phantom of Temp throwing Xeno in there, which just decimates the enemy team and forces Shroom 2020 to back off. As you said, Enzlor makes a fantastic snipe, and the Sensei Xeno fight over here to the side is wonderful. Sensei does a good job holding on just long enough to make sure that Sensei does get the kill to go along with the death there.
Oh, I noticed there. It was a beautiful ultimate reposition. So as so many things were flying into Sensei's position, uses the ultimate to get to the other side of the Talon, misses, or all of those skill shots miss, able to get the last hit onto the Talon, trade of kills there. But 16-16, it's been a bloody game so far, and I would not expect anything less from these awesome guys. Scuttlecrab just getting picked up by the Volibear, a little extra vision around the Baron, which at this point is the next target on the map for both teams, because they're realizing that things are fairly even between the two. It's about 1,000 gold advantage for Shroom 2020, but Baron would be nice to pick up and help you out, get a little extra on your side of the map.
Yeah, definitely. Baron is definitely something they need to be focusing on right now with both of these team compositions. The way Shroom 2020 is playing this right now, they're going to be playing it into a split push composition. Especially, they're just leaving Riven alone on the side lanes whenever Riven goes out there. So if they can pick up that Baron and secure that additional damage from the minions, it's going to be a very rough time for any response to come out of the side of Team Beyonce here.
Talon trying to assassinate people, is going to use that Assassin's Path. It's a 1v2 though, finds the Kaisa. Will it be enough? The Rake coming back will finish her off, so he gets that assassination. All that's left for Juggeroo is to run, is in the mid lane. The engage onto the Gragas. Final Spark able to help execute him. Lux going to fall though, as Volibear is so darn tanky. He's going to be roaming his way underneath the turret, trying to chase in onto Dive. The Talon ult going to be this from Phantom. Doesn't matter, they've got the slows. Volibear unable to chase in, and a massive force engage by Shroom 2020 leads to a 3-1 trade across the map.
Yeah, really good job by them. And on the other side of it, Big Mark Raven just needs to know when to turn around and just stop going after it. There was a small window there where once you saw the other three members, you were able to turn around as Volibear and get out of dodge. And Volibear just didn't. Kept going in, kept trying for the kill. It's possible that he didn't see that path out there. Hindsight is 2020 after all, as his Shroom is 2020.
Actual throwing. I like it. Well, this is one of the crazy things about Phantom of Temp on the Callista, because Xeno is an assassin. He's roaming around the map on this Talon. He was in bottom lane, right? But then he shows up in the mid lane. His mobility with the Assassin's Path to jump over walls, and then a massive range for that Callista ultimate means that they can catch him out. Oh, Final Spark going to do some damage to the Gragas, not taking him down just yet, bursting out the Lux. Juggeroo going to fall, though. Xena's Bloody Blade going to pick up one more. Volibear comes charging in from the river. Decides against engaging fully on this one. A social button teleports into the mid lane. This means Sejaces gets free time in the jungle on the top side for Team Beyonce, and she could just go right back to pushing the now inhibitor turret in that top side. She's got a massive wave, and there's not much Beyonce can do against the wave clear of this Gragas.
Yeah, and you see Callista backing right now, and it looks like Dive is starting to walk back with that Lucian, and.
Oh, that's a pick right there. Xeno getting a nice execution, but Callista nowhere around for the save. And he's going to fall. So just a trade of kills.
Yeah, trade of kills, and I like the call by Enzlor. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey, it's all right.
You want to help? You want to help you? Okay.
You
What do
go
you need
help
help
him.
with?
You can go help him.
Oh, he's. Oh, that's what we're doing. Okay. Are we? Yeah, we're in. Okay. Sorry, everybody. I apologize.
In the background, we're playing some Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars is shoutcasting, trying to jump up a wall. In the meantime, though, we have a full-on engage us at Jace's in a rampage as the Lux tries to snipe away. The dragon won't find it. Dragon right to the mouth on the run. Spear not close enough. Social Bun trying to chase in the Q. Not quite going to be enough. He is simply distracting as the rest of the members of Shroom 2020 are on the run. They've gotten slowed again. Electric Q damaging, but it's too late. So Jace is here with the double stun and execution. Another 2 kills over to the side of Shroom 2020, and now Dive in trouble. Tossed back. Big Black Draven smashing through. Paw slapping. Can he solo it down? Xeno wants in on this one. Pops the Yumu's Ghost Blade. Can't find any kills. Hops over the wall. Will try to get onto Draven. The passive healing the Volibear, but it's a trade 1-for-1. And there's Juggeroo with the ultimate, just charming away Xeno. He's trying to get out of this one. Assassin's Path over the wall. That's a huge jump. Finds the Sensei, but will still fall.
Ollie.
The stun and CC from Riven just too much. And Shroom 2020 win a massive fight in the mid lane as they could not find Dragon Rage. Final Spark puts the Rakan extremely low. Juggeroo not finished off as Enzalor tries to just keep this wave pushing in, but they have lost their mid-tier second turret, and that is just not looking good for Team Beyonce.
And an interesting little flourish there from Juggeroo before backing there. All right, what did I miss? A lot. I heard you yelling a lot.
No,
so
it's fine. You're gonna back
let's
up.
Find out. Let's find out what I missed.
You are back up to
right.
the dragon fight from there, and we'll go from there. Unless something exciting happens, we'll switch back to the live play as it is 22 to 24 kills. Welcome to Silver Games. Not quite, as we have people all the way from silver to platinum, I think, in this game. I don't know if we have any diamonds, but...
No, we do have platinum.
All right, so the assassin has been assassinated. Xeno falls as Sajaces and Sensei hanging out in the bush find him and murder him as he walks by. They do not have wards down here to have that vision and protection, and so they are going to lose their 10 and now 5. Talon, Phantom of Temp in trouble. They need to give up on this turret. Dragon Rage gets the burst damage, and Phantom Temp's gone off the map once again, eviscerated as per usual. They're going to continue to push. Let's switch over to... oh, you're just watching it. Okay. Unless you got something you want to comment on. We got people pushing into the bottom lane. Inhibitor turret.
Yep.
Jace is diving in. Nice slam up. There's going to be the Lucian. Falling Final Spark does almost no damage. Just to support. Ends the lore. Social Bun gets in here. Nice CC slowing down the engage, but it's not enough. Still going to get the Lux. Team Shroom 2020 have finished off the bottom lane turret. They're moving on to the inhibitor, but they want the rest of the members to fall as well. So Jace has barely escaped with a sliver of health. Social Bun tossed in the rest of the team. So Jace has got the shield there to finish off the Malphite as well. And that's going to be a long-term 4-0. Xeno, flashes in. Can he do this 1v everyone? He cannot. Quickness there to charm him up and immediately taken off. Phantom of Temp, a little trigger happy on that flash forward, and that should be the end of the game. Shroom 2020, they're able to clean up the last bit of these turrets. Enzalor, we talked about the support. Lux gets some damage down, but not going to be enough to finish everybody off. Dive, the only one left alive who can maybe finish somebody off, but the CC is just too strong. Exhaust there as well. One is going to trade over. Sajace is damaging the second Nexus turret. Draven forced to back out on this Volibear. Can Enzalor get something as they're going to return onto the mid lane inhibitor turret? Dragon Rage has a ton of damage but low mana. Will he go in on this? They will. Shroom 2020 back out after taking the mid-tier inhibitor turret, and with a massive amount of gold in their pockets, they're going to walk home happy. 6,000 gold on this Riven.
I would not be surprised to see them turn on to Baron here as the super minions are starting to come in. The first wave of super minions is here. Phantom of Temp is dealing with it in the bot lane, but they do have it distracted, so they can make a move, especially with the enemy jungler about to fall there. So no jungler for the enemy team. Dragon Rage is a little low, though, so we are probably going to see them just back off.
I'm so questioning now whether that body slam from Gragas was purposeful when he saw Talon hop over the wall, or whether he was already in the process of the body slam. But there is the knock of the unstoppable force from Social Bun, guaranteeing another kill on the Kaisa, who's just had a really rough game. 4, 6, and 7. It really is about the Riven, though. 8-0-5 in combination with this Gragas that have taken over the game for Shroom 2020, and in combination with the Volibear tank, are just decimating the lines of Team Beyonce.
Honestly, I would be very disappointed if Shroom 2020 did not immediately push in super hard right now. With that Social Bun's ultimate being gone, that is one of the major engagement tools gone from the side of Team Beyonce as Black Draven's coming in.
Yep, gonna find dive, and the bites are unreal. Full culling to the face, Volibear uncaring, and will just walk away laughing to himself. Dive barely able to survive and will not survive after Gragas comes flashing in. The engage as Xeno's going to fall as well. The rest of the members from Shroom 2020 pushing through the mid lane. Social Bun, the only one left alive. 1v4. Can the tank Malphite do anything to stop the unstoppable force that is this Gragas and Rakan? Jace is slamming through. The Nexus going to be danced upon as they are waiting for the respawn timers of the enemy team. Juggeroo styling his way with a flash and a dash, and the Nexus falls. Okay, I would have liked to have seen if the members of Shroom 2020 had purposefully stopped hitting the Nexus just long enough for Dragon Rage's Zanya's to fall off, him die to the fountain,
Yeah, just
and
let
then
that
they finish the game off. As it is, super stylish and Shroom 2020 come out huge and finish the end of the game off with a massive win. It looked pretty good for Team Beyonce towards the beginning and kind of towards the middle of the game. About the 20-minute mark, things were still even. And then there was a dragon fight into top lane near Baron fight into mid lane fight that Shroom 2020 just took over the map and completely cleaned house.
Yeah, going back over it, from the drag, like you said, from the dragon to the mid lane into the top lane and then back down the mid lane. 2020 was just winning every single fight across the entirety of the map, and as a result, they just walk away with the win here. They end the game 15,000 gold almost ahead. And just a brilliant performance. Very well done from all of them. And hello, Bug Splat, again.
Oh no, you've got to get that fixed. Mine actually stopped bug splatting between last week and this week, so interesting. Okay. But we'll wait for you to come back up as we've got a bunch of people in here. First of all, Monsieur Fluff, welcome. And third, sounds fun. I can't type. There we go. Sounds fun. Yeah, Briar, first of all, thank you for coming back and playing your incredible Gragas. What is your record on this guy at this point? Mid lane Gragas. I think you told me that you won 4 games earlier today, and then you've won games previously. So are you on like an 8-0 streak at this point? Like, that is the question. That is the question for me.
That is the question.
Forsaken, welcome as well. GG. I think you were playing in this game. Were you Sensei? Or were you the Draven? Which it wasn't the Draven, it was the Volibear. Which I gotta say, that is one thing that always confuses me is when people have a champion in their name and then they don't play that champion in the game. Like Hurricane Janna plays Nami.
Hurricane Janna playing everything.
And you're like, everything but Janna because it keeps getting banned away against her. So, Astra, thank you for the follow. And it's me, Mina. Thank you for the follow as well. You guys are awesome. I appreciate that. I don't know why my my little alert isn't working, but I will make it work as Sweets throwing out the salt here. Hey, Callus. All right. There's so many of you guys. It's pretty darn awesome. Let me explain. Well, let me go through MVPs and honorable mentions, and then we're going to get to game 2, and we're going to get a lot of you new guys in here. It's going to be a grand old time because we are only through game 1 of 3 that we're shoutcasting tonight. So, MVPs and honorable mentions. Let's roll through them really quick. Go ahead, Salek, with the losing team.
Okay, for the losing side of Team Beyonce, the honorable mention is going to go over to Social Bun in the top lane, doing a good job. Sometimes when your team is having a rough game, the best thing you can do is not die. Social Bun was doing a good job moving around the map and applying pressure where she could because she was having a rough time with Jaces in the top lane. As a result, you know, just go somewhere else, do what you can. Unfortunately, I don't think it was very well communicated to the team that Social Bun was going to be rotating because nobody came up there to answer Jaces, which kind of allowed Jaces to snowball that top lane down pretty quickly. The MVP for the team, I got to give it to DRF Xeno. Fantastic job on this talent. Getting in, getting the assassinations. The enemy team had a little bit more CC than he can handle, though, and ends up with 8 deaths on the stat line as well. But every time he went in for the assassination, he got a priority target taken out, sometimes in a deletion fashion where they couldn't do anything about it. It was just Talon jumping on their face and they were dead. So always made sure to take at least one with him when he did go in and die. So gonna give the MVP there.
Xeno. Sorry, I'm typing to everyone, and I know that my keyboard is really loud, guys. I plan on getting a quieter keyboard very soon. You gave honorable mention to Enzalor, correct?
Honorable mention went to Social Bun.
Social Bun, I apologize. I'm doing too many things at once. This is what happens when you are this guy who's solo running the show. Though I guess not super solo, because Salek here is doing a fantastic job as well. All right, honorable mention for the winning team. As crazy, I say that every time, as crazy as it sounds. I think that I'm going to give honorable mention to Dragon Rage. Even though he has the most kills, it's not always about the kills. There were several plays, I think we can all agree, played a little fun and aggressive in the mid lane, and who doesn't love a little fun and extra aggression coming out of him? But his early game lead and pressure in the mid lane, forcing Social Bun to come mid, forcing Xeno to come mid several times as well, allowed Sejaces, who I'm giving MVP to free push the top lane. One of the things I loved about Sejaces is that oftentimes as a split pusher, you can get a little distracted by wanting kills, so you run away from where you're split pushing and instead try to engage in team fights with the rest of the team. Instead, what Sejaces did was get a objective, killed the top lane turret, then roamed mid. Killed the second tier top lane turret, went into the jungle. Cleared the bottom lane turret, roamed to Dragon. So would get an objective and guarantee that before moving to join the rest of the team. And so for that, MVP to Sejaces. But everyone on this side did a really good job, except for Sensei and Juggeroo, who just had a really rough game. And Juggeroo had some really nice ultimates. His quickness is pretty on point.
Yeah.
But Sensei just kept getting picked off. It was not such a good